Hi, it's me. I'm back again. If you saw my first video about pie crust, now we're going to take it a little further. I have a baked pie crust here. I baked it blind, and that means you bake it empty. And then you could maybe fill it with pudding, fill it with, a variety of things. We're going to make Banoffee pie. When my sister came home from Ireland years ago, they raved about this pie they had eaten. So I got on the internet to see what is this Banoffee pie. And it's basically cooked condensed milk, bananas, and whipped cream. Now you'll see different recipes for it, and sometimes for a 9-inch pie pan, they will use 2 cans. I find that's too sweet. It's very rich. I took a can of condensed milk and I cooked it for 3 hours in water, boiling water, and just kept on adding water to it every once in a while. It's no big deal. You can certainly, I wouldn't leave town, but you certainly can do whatever else you're doing around the house and then just come back and then just take it out and let it cool. Now I'm going to open it so it'll be a surprise to me too. But what should have happened is it should have caramelized. So we're going to open the condensed milk. We're going to put the condensed milk in the pie crust. Then I'm going to slice bananas over it. And then I'm going to whip cream. Now I didn't do the bananas ahead of time because if you do bananas and then just let them sit and you don't put them in lemon juice or something, they will turn brown, and that's not very attractive. So we decided we'll just have to wait and do it as it's needed. This is just regular condensed milk. Remember, it's not evaporated milk. It's condensed milk, which is a thicker product altogether with sugar in it that you frequently use in baking to make fudge and other things, but it is not the milk that you pour in your coffee. Make sure when you make anything that you use the ingredients that are called for. You use them at the temperature they're called for and in the amount, because you want it to be a success. When people say to me, oh, it didn't work, and they'll say, well, I didn't have heavy cream, so I used light cream. I didn't have this, I used that. That may be fine when you get it all down, but when you're starting, just do everything the way it says, and I think you'll be happier with the way it turns out. Except for me in opening a can. Apparently, I'll be old. Oh no, I got old anyway. Let's see if this comes off. There we go. Now look at this. That's condensed milk in a can, and boiling it like that turns it into a thick caramel. Now there are other ways to cook it, and you can go on the web. We'll tell that you can cook it in a pan, in an oven, but I find that way, why use an oven for 3 hours to cook milk? I cooked another can at the same time because then what I'll do is I'll just put that back on the shelf. It's perfectly safe. And the next time I want to make another Banoffee pie, I will just open it up and use it. Now, I could have put this in a bowl to mix it up because as you can see, it's not all quite the same consistency. Some is a little thicker. But honestly, I'm just going to swirl it in here. We're going to put those bananas in, and we're all waiting for dessert. You could put this in the refrigerator for a while to make it even more solid. It will definitely get more solid as it cools. It's not a pie you can really keep for a day or two though, because it will be soggy if you let it go too long. You can certainly make it in the afternoon and have it that night. You could certainly do the caramel and keep it till the next day till you did the pie. I do maybe a silly thing with bananas. I've always scraped them. I don't know why. But I always peel them, and then I just do, maybe because every once in a while there's a skin there and I feel that skinning will take care of it, and I always take off a little end. And it'll take me a couple minutes to do this, but again, I said didn't do it before because they would brown. I've got people here who just can't wait to have this Banoffee pie. It's been very popular since I started making it. The only time you cannot make it is in the summer to take to somebody's house. Use your head when you bake and you take. Be careful. In the summer, make sure you take things that will travel. Obviously, I couldn't really keep this cold enough if I took it. You can cut your banana any way you want. I found that recently I was sort of doing it this way, just in half and then in half again. You can do it in slices. You can do it any way you want. And actually, just looking at this, I was thinking, these bananas don't look all that big. Should have paid more attention when I was doing this, because you can fill the whole you can certainly fill the whole plate with banana. And that's about the right thickness of it, whether you do it by slices this way or whether you do it slicing in half. And I'm going to whip cream, and I'm not going to add any sugar to the whipped cream, and that's kind of unusual. Usually when you make whipped cream for a topping of a pie, you do put a little convection or sugar in it as you do it, but believe me, this caramel is very sweet, and you do not need any sugar, in my opinion, in the whipped cream. This is just going to do it, I think, actually. So that's good. So we're going to put that there. We're going to whip this cream. I opened this package beforehand, and you can see why. That would have been 10 minutes of the show anyway, just opening the darn container. Make sure your bowl, your beaters, and your cream are very cold. Don't go to the store, buy whipping cream, take a half hour to get home, and then take out your regular bowl and beaters and then try to beat it and complain that the cream doesn't whip. It's got to be cold. If you forgot to put the bowl and the beaters in, the cream is cold, but the bowls and beaters aren't. Put ice cubes, maybe some ice water in your metal bowl and your wire whip for a while, then empty it out and dry it, and that metal would have gotten cold from that cold water, and I do that many times when I need something cold quick. If you can afford a stand mixer, boy, I highly recommend it. I had a KitchenAid for 35 years probably that I gave to someone else because I wanted a new one, and I've had this about 4 years. They are workhorses. They will do everything for you. We're just going to whip the cream. We're going to start a little lower because I have some horror stories about getting it up there too fast and you're wearing the cream. So, and it's a cup of whipped cream. So it's 1 can of the cooked condensed milk cooked for 3 hours in water that at a slow simmer to boil. It's about 3 bananas, a cooked pie shell, a cup of heavy cream, and then when it's fully whipped and we put it on, we're just going to sprinkle a few espresso coffee crystals over it just for a little color. If you didn't want to do that, you could do maybe a little bit of cocoa or something just to give a little interest to the whipped cream. Excuse me for a minute. When you whip cream, you always use the wire whip portion. That is what whips air into things. The machine also comes with a regular paddle, and that you would use for your cakes and other things, and also then a dough hook. So now we're just gonna put this whipped cream on. I just got this new spatula, or turner, whatever, in Maine at a kitchen store, and I liked it because this part didn't seem to come out of the handle. I have another one that I really like, but you start moving something heavy in it and the darn thing comes right off the handle. So I tested this one before I bought it, and I liked it, and it didn't do that. And I'm just gonna spread this around. It's not a real thick. It's not real, because it's so rich. Everything is rich. The cream is rich, the filling is rich. And it's as simple as that. We're just gonna put a little dab. You could put this in the refrigerator for a while. We're gonna eat it right now because we can't wait. But I'm just gonna put a few sprinkles on. You won't really get a coffee flavor from it, don't worry about that. But it just sort of adds to it. I thank you very much for joining me. I hope I'll see you again with some other sweet things. Bye-bye.